Guang Guang and Zhiyong, y'all knew y'all time was coming. Marvel Rivals was dying. Y'all went ahead and released damn near a brand new game. Reworked mad characters. There's mad different options for team ups when y'all been BSing this whole time. Now, before I get into breaking down each of the reworking and each of the new team ups and the way that everything works in the interface, I want to say this to the audience. It's highly important. When you do not like something as a consumer, when you complain about it, when you don't buy about it, you force developers, corporations to change. They will change, but you have to stop buying the game. This goes for my 2K players. This goes for my Madden players. This goes for the Rivals players that were taking abuse. I was one taking abuse for about 8 seasons. Now, this is the trial of Guang Guang and Zhiyong. Now, we're going to see what their final verdict is at the end. I'm going to put some clips up in the back, and we're going to see how I'm going to react to it. But that's my initial reaction right there to what they're doing. Before we get into the characters, the devs might as well has released this as Marvel Rivals 2. This is a whole new game. And to be safe, my idea would be to tell them to probably have the old Marvel Rivals and just update that and then release this as a brand new game at the same time. So they completely reworked the team up mechanic. They will never scrap team ups ever again. They will just build off of what we like. And the new system is that each team up or each character has 3 different team ups, or at least 2 to 3 different team ups to pick from. And then what they want to do is, which I don't understand, even if the character doesn't have that character on their team, they get a base effect from that team up. And when the character is on a team, they can enhance that team up. So when I say base effect, I mean it's like a passive that they get. And I'll go into that more. Like Wolverine has a passive with Hulk and Captain America that they explained in the dev vision. So that's one of the new things. They have completely scrapped team anchors. So I feel like that was kind of a useless mechanic. Like you would pick a character and they will have a team up, but it will only affect the other characters. So it's not really like a team ability like that, you know what I mean? Another thing I want to get in before I get into the characters is the gameplay mechanics. They have regen mechanics now for dive players. So if you're not taking damage, you can regenerate your health or get a regenerative shield. Or if you're doing a certain amount of damage, you get a regenerative shield when you get your health low, I believe, which is massive for dive players. I think it will change the game for good dive players. I think I am a heavy dive player, but depending on how, I guess, mobile your support is or how aggressive your support is, you could be left hanging when you're making space. So that's why if you're making space and your teammate pushing the line, you have time to get back and stuff like that. So I think that's a good fix. The first character we got is Black Widow, and they pretty much made her a viable character. What they did was make everybody OP now. Everybody seems like fucking superheroes in a superhero game. Oh my god. Or if they're not superhuman, they have superhuman capabilities, right? So now her ult, which I think is egregious. Y'all could have made the base game like that, but I feel like we be letting developers get off. Bro, now her ult ability is a random cooldown ability. It didn't do that much damage. Now she has a higher rate of fire, as you're seeing in the clip behind me. Like, what the hell? And then now, you know what I mean? She does more damage per second. I got my nose right here. Sorry about that. And the rate of fire increased, and she does more damage per second. She also has an AoE attack. So these very bland kits, it's some of the, you could tell the characters they did not give a fuck about. Like, she had like 2-3 items in her kit that she could do. Now she got AoE slams like Captain America down with her stick. She's a viable character. So you should have seen all that in the back. Let's move on to the next character because I'm pretty sure you don't watch a lot of reviews. Let's go. So without further ado, let's get into these team ups, man. And they didn't go over every team up in the dev vision, and I hope y'all find out what the new team ups are. I feel like they're going to only add like 3 or 4 or 5 more. I think they really showed all the team ups. Almost all the team ups, and it's like they added a few more and then they added the old ones back because they added the classic team ups back. I should add. So they added some new team ups. I say they probably added like 5 or 6 team ups, and then they added all the classic team ups that they seen from over time that we really didn't want to go, and they added that there. So let's talk about the first team up. So Mag and Hulk have a team up where he enhances his sword and his shield capabilities. Jeff and Hawk have a team up where Jeff is spraying gamma spray at, and all these team ups, I know it's probably a lot more. They only really showed one character rework. I'm pretty sure they reworked a lot of character kits. So this video gonna be long, but not as long, because for real, we all got to get on the game and try it out. Unless you got early access. If you do got early access, probably go hit up Flats or somebody that got early access. We working on doing that, so make sure that you like and subscribe. All right. The other one that I seen was they had Pun and Devil Dino, which was Devil Dino, instead of just being a fucking big ass seahorse, he actually gets guns on the side of him, which is pretty cool. The other team ups, which is really good, because Hulk was my first character that I got lured. So he has two team ups with two great people. So Cap is probably like one of my third or fourth characters I got lured, and he has a team up with Cap, and then he also has a team up with Wolverine. With Cap, he gets the indomitable human spirit, where he can jump in the air and create an attack and come down on the ground and slam and do some damage. He also gets a cooldown reduction rate if below his health goes, and I think he gets that as one of those base effects, and then he gets the slam effect if Cap is on the team. With Hulk, with Wolverine, Hulk gets a furious fist attack, hands attack, but I guess you get an enhanced. If Wolverine's there, he can move in speed and attack power. And then Wolverine, instead of just being a ball that can be thrown across the field, he actually is a furious fastball. So now you can swipe in the air, so you don't have to activate it when you get down. I don't know. I think that's how I explained it. So those are the new team ups. We talked about the new mechanics, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more team ups on different things. The classic team up that they said that they brought back was Infinity Ammo with Bucky, Rocket, and Punisher. One of the good ones. Love that one. I'm a Rocket Raccoon main. I play Pun, but I think it changes the game when you can throw that Infinity Ammo thing and shoot, especially with me shooting that gun. I'm interested to play and see what happens with that. We got Phoenix and Venom with a team up. And I think low-key, that might be all the new team-ups. They just didn't want to really, and they reworked a lot of different stuff and added old stuff, which might be a little bit different. They said they brought back Magneto and Scarlet Witch, and I'm pretty sure they brought back like some Luna and maybe Iron Fist. Who knows? Whatever y'all favorite ones. Hopefully they bring back Penny and Rocket as well, and all the good ones that are there with the good combinations. All the ones that really worked and stayed around for a long time, hopefully they brought that back. So that is for new team-ups. All right, so the new character, before I get into everything else, we getting a new character, we getting a new map, and they announced Apocalypse. So first, let's talk about the new character, Jubilee. This should be Marvel X-Men rivals. I feel like, X-Men had the most characters on the cast list, which I appreciate, because X-Men does not get done well with the movies. Is it Sony or Fox that have them? Or now Marvel? I know Marvel and Disney has it now, but I'm glad that the X-Men are getting their just due. A very great team of superheroes, but they announced Jubilee. I think that's a cool release. It's kind of still, appreciate Jubilee, what I want to see in Rivals compared to other people. I don't know. I kind of want Green Goblin right now on the villain. Appreciate the kits though. Every kit that they drop is insane. They make characters very viable and playable and known. I think Jubilee was known from the X-Men 97 series and comics as well. She's a strategist. She throws her fireworks, and then she has a big firework explosion for her thing. She's probably going to work just like all the other strategists, with the mechanic of blinding more. I know Cloak and Dagger got it, but she probably going to really cause some epilepsy there, man. So that's Jubilee. They got a new map with DBs or Desbies. And then they announced an Apocalypse. So when they announce villains, it's annoying, especially grandiose villains, because it's more so of a story mode mechanic where they're talking about the villain and they don't put them in the game, because I don't think they will be able to balance having a big bad in the game, because Doom was like mad season 0, and now we got Apocalypse, and it's like, well, it'd be cool that you announced that they're around, but it'd be cool if they were able to be used in some matter. I don't care if you can only use them in 18 versus 18, if you fight them in the zombie mode. I want to see them actually in the game with an actual kit, and to actually be usable in some way, form, or fashion moving forward. Maybe in comp, if you killing enough people, or you're the ace going into the second round, maybe they allow you to start the round off as Apocalypse and have a second ult to where you could turn to a big bad and wipe out the whole map or something like that. I don't know. Y'all can put me on the development team if you want, but you heard it here first. So the game has changed as a whole, as I said, and they will rework many people's kits. So let me know what characters that you think needed a reworking. There's so many characters. There's so many characters that will only got like 2 moves. I'm trying to think. Like, I wonder if how Adam is. I know they put that flying mechanic in. Can he do more, right? Would they add another thing to Rocket? Can Rocket throw like mines down for himself? Or, I don't know, have an extra jetpack boost where he flies at super speed? I don't know. Will Human Torch have some things that where he can shield himself in the air so that he can block himself as a flyer? Same thing with Iron Man with the nanotech. Hulk needed a rework, very simple kit, but the team ups are helping him out, and he's not just an anchor. So even if you do ban certain characters, the team up effect, that base effect is still going to be there. So I'm interested to see how they rework certain characters. Like Punisher, I don't know how you would rework Pun, but if you add another gun or a rocket launcher or something in there, that'd probably be cool, right? Maybe they made, just how they made Scarlet Witch's ult the normal cooldown. Maybe they could make his ult a normal cooldown with less damage, and you could pull that out instead of the turn, instead of having to sit there like this. I don't know, man. It's all speculation. The game drops in less than 24 hours to update. So let's get into the final verdict of Guang Guang and Zhiyong. Order in the court. All right. So it has been about a year and some change since Marvel Rivals came out. I have played since season 0. I have seen some good seasons. I have seen some terrible seasons. I feel like the state of Rivals were crumbling. I think people were upset. I think people were playing different games, were giving up on the game, and I felt like Guang Guang and Zhiyong felt the pressure there to make a change and make a difference. I feel a little bit like I'm been slapped in the face because I felt like they could have took the time to update the game in between seasons. They could have extended one of the seasons to be extra long so that they could implement this in, or who knows when they started this. But I felt like they could have gave us the base game like this because it just felt like something was off about a superhero. I know this is my first hero shooter, but this something was not as superhero-like about a lot of these characters. They really dumbed them down to try to balance the game, but I thought they should have started off with giving us this much and figuring out how to balance all of that now. I feel like with adding all this new stuff, people do not like change as much. People do like change, like I do like the changes that they make, but people don't like when they're actually in it because it's like they have to get used to it. So I think that could cause some issues, but I think the changes might be well. If they stay true to their promises to update and do hot fixes, I think that this is going to be viable. So I like the changes. I think that it could be a weird place. So what is the verdict? Guang Guang and Zhiyong and the game developers over at Marvel Rivals have been very dedicated to updating and upgrading the game. We get 2 characters per season. We get updates, we get new maps, we get character skins and stuff like that. It's just that it was missing the full oomph to it. And it's a free game, so you can't complain that much. So with them being consistent and with them changing the game so early and not sticking to their guns and just pretty much taking our money from character skins and other stuff they could have did, because people would have still played this. They would have kept playing the new seasons. All they really had to do was keep dropping characters, and bullshit characters at that, and people would come on every season. So what I would say is the verdict with them is I'm gonna let them off this time because they have been very consistent and this is a big change. What I will say is they almost lost my ass season 8. They almost lost me. So they got one more season because they redid the entire fucking game. And then we're gonna see how it is, bro. But they might get a season and a half or a season, 2 seasons, because they just need all these changes. But I'll see y'all tomorrow on Rivals, man. Let me know y'all favorite character, y'all mains, y'all favorite thing about the changes, y'all team ups, like and subscribe, and add me on Rivals. My name is Big Dog Dion across all platforms. You'll see it on the end screen. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm out. Yeah, dog.
Talking pop, we got a connection. Talking Wi-Fi, I've been here in place, straight off the Wi-Fi.